Hey guys, welcome back to another Cultured Boys discussion. I'm Pepe and I'm joined by Nathan, and we're back doing a Cultured Boys pitches.
Yay!
Yes, exactly. So it's been, I feel like it's been a while since we've done one of these. Last one we did was a multiverse manga.
Yes, it's been a hot minute.
It's been a while, and this week, Nathan, do you want to reveal what we're doing?
This week, we are pitching a crime Luchador TV show.
Yeah. Like, crime TV show is fun, and then it's like Luchador, and I heard that and I was like, okay, why is the first thing that came to mind is freaking Mucha Lucha?
Well, yeah, actually, to be fair, that's what came to my mind too. But but I was excited, dude. I was like, this is okay.
Really? Okay.
Well, because I thought it was
Okay,
interesting,
yeah.
innit?
Oh,
Like, I'm
man.
sure, at least here where we're from in the UK, we don't get a whole lot of
Yeah.
luchador stuff, but I'm sure that probably exists over, in our Latin American viewer
Yeah.
areas,
Yes. Oh my god. So like that's one thing, because it's not something that's very common here. I had to like vaguely brush up on luchador stuff, and I also like had to actually come up with things which I don't even think are culturally correct in this. So we'll soon find out. Because you got a freaking British guy over here writing stuff about Mexican wrestlers, so Lord knows how that's going to turn out. But
Wow.
anyway,
Wow.
we'll soon find out how this goes. Yeah.
So who wants to go first?
Shall I go first? Because I feel like you probably come up with a better concept than me, so I'm gonna.
I don't think I have, but okay. You can go first. That's cool.
Okay, so my crime TV show, is called Masked.
Okay.
I've pitched it as a 6-episode show on Netflix, like hour-long kind of
Yeah.
thing, like short series, nothing too mad for the first season. So it's a crime black comedy, like a bit more darker, so it's a bit more grittier, but there's also a bit of humor in there.
Uh-huh.
It's about a New York-based luchador wrestler called Bobby Black Knight Rivera,
Okay.
and his brother, also a wrestler, called Petey, aka Quickshot. He's been killed outside the ring. Cause of death was a chokehold, and all that's left behind at the scene of crime is a mask. Ooh,
Okay.
mystery.
Uh-oh.
So half a year passes since Petey's death.
Uh-huh.
And the police are being useless. They're not really doing much at all. And they refuse to handle case with any hint of professionalism because, it's Luchador. Oh, yes, like, the Luchador's dead. What are you going to do? Like, try and catch this mask. So they're not handling it at all. And slowly but surely, Pete's death becomes a less priority. They're not bothering really. But Bobby isn't done. So he takes matters into his own hands and goes to a private detective agency.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, like when he goes there, the costs are steep, and like they're no less reassuring. The PI, he's just like, nah, it's a dud. You're not gonna get anywhere with this. There's no evidence. Blah blah blah. However, just as Bobby is about to lose hope, he is followed out the door by the PI's. I call the PI Richard Matthews for some reason.
Okay.
But I've given him a name, but he doesn't really have much else to do in the plot. But yeah, this guy, Richard Matthews, he's there. And his assistant, Eve Moore, who I've told her, she's keen to get like her teeth sunk into a case, and she's like, I want to jump into this. I reckon I can help you with this.
Okay.
Bobby's a bit reluctant. She's green. She hasn't done much before. What she's gonna bring to this? But like she's really pursuing. She's like, let me help you with this case. I want to get like justice. Like let's work together and actually let's solve your case. So she's mainly doing it for her own personal gain, but she's obviously pitching it to Bobby like, oh yeah, like let's get into this. Like I want to help you find your brother. She's like, I just want to get like cases under my belt. He obviously is a bit reluctant, but he's not. Screw it, let's go for it. Like I'm gonna hire, so it's a discounted fee, but and it's also behind her boss's back as well. So it's like she's supposed to be doing her own work. However, she's taking on this case by herself.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit of like conflict at the detective agency. So that's going down. But obviously she has zero knowledge on wrestling either. So she's jumping into this. She's green. She doesn't have any freaking experience.
Uh-huh.
And she doesn't know anything about wrestling. So this is gonna be a mixed match pair. Like, so she might know about crime. She might know stuff. very basic knowledge, but we see where it goes. It's a very mixed match. There's a lot of humor that comes through and all that kind of thing. But anyway, as the series goes on, dark hijinks ensue. Evidence comes to light which proves that there's more than Peter's death than outside the ring, inside the ring. You know what I mean? Like Bobby stumbles upon a whole bunch of different things, and it's like, whoa, what's gonna happen? Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that kicks off. Who is behind Peter's death, and more importantly, who is the murderer behind the mask? Is the pitch of Masked.
Okay.
So that is a rundown of Masked. Like, I literally came up with it. I was like, I kind of wanted to go for like a bit more of like like a small film noir kind of vibe to it, but I kind of took that away a little bit. I wanted to go more down a little bit more the comedy route with it, like a little, like, so there's a little bit of like laughs to come through in this, even though it is a crime thing. Like, not so far like Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
Like, but more like a bit more dark, serious, like a bit more interesting. But yeah, that's the pitch of Masked.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I find it interesting that you named the PI, but he's got basically nothing to do.
I think that's one thing. I named him, but then I feel like he probably does become a bit more essential to the story a bit later on, where obviously because Eve ends up like taking on Bobby's case, but obviously that's like, as I said before, conflict within the detective agency. I feel like he would come in a bit more like telling her, oh, you gotta handle this thing. But she's like, oh, I'm busy. And he's like, what? This is your job. What else are you supposed to be doing? And then obviously it's like, so she's getting hounded from both sides, from Bobby and like the PI. So it's kind of like that. I think that's why I gave him more of a name. So he is kind of essential, but like he's not as big. He's kind of there like as a side character, which is more of like a nuisance, like in 1 or 2 episodes. Yeah.
Fair. Okay. So like, do you, in your mind, do you have like an idea of what the mask looks like? Is it going to be like really generic Luchador, or is it like something?
I mean, again, I have very basic knowledge on Luchador in general. So the mask would have been just a general, like,
okay,
Rey Mysterio kind of looking thing. Like,
I mean, Rey Mysterio's got some intricate masks, but okay.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, I say Rey Mysterio because that's one of the only, like, wrestlers I know that wears them.
Yeah, I figured.
Like, but like, kind of like maybe like a red and gold kind of thing. But that's the only mask that's been left. It isn't like it's a proper like Luchador mask which has been left, like a wrestler's mask. So
yeah,
there's something there, but that's the only hint that was left behind at Pete's death.
By any chance, and this will become relevant later for me at least.
Yeah.
Does Bobby have a wrestler name?
Yeah, Black Knight. So it's Bobby Black Knight Rivera.
Okay, so just Black Knight, like no like Spanish or anything. Like...
No.
Okay. Okay. Just curious.
No. It's Black Knight for Bobby, and then I called Pete Quickshot. So they are wrestlers. They're brothers wrestlers.
Just because, like, with my pitch, I try to focus on the tiny bits of wrestling knowledge I've gained from just everything else.
Yeah.
Were they good guys or bad guys? Are they faces or are they heels?
No, they were more good guys, but obviously,
okay.
Like, I like to think that PE kind of got himself into a little bit of like trouble here and there.
Okay.
Like, so like Bobby is like he's in his like 40s. Or whatever, so he's old school wrestler. He's old school, man. Pete's a bit younger. This is younger brother, I'd say.
So we're going like a Mario Luigi thing because they're from New York as well.
I mean, if I told you that I'd cast Bob Hoskins in it.
Hey, I'm Bobby, and this is my brother, Petey.
Hey, I'm Petey. they were all so Italian American.
Hey, I'm Petey. I'm his little brother. We live in Brooklyn.
Don't ask me why they're New York-based wrestlers. I don't know if there's a big. I don't know.
I don't know either, to be fair. Like,
I don't know if there's a big luchador wrestling community in New York, but it fit the crime vibe more.
I'm sorry to just like shit on your thing, but I just find that so funny. Like,
no, it's not shit on it at all. Bear in mind, I literally said at the start, I have very basic knowledge of anything that's going. So what this is? This could be any crime drama. I've slapped luchadors on it. There is like more of a theme. There is more of a theme there, but it's very
No, but I could tell you've gone for the crime theme harder than the luchador because the
yeah.
luchador is the most random factor here.
I think that's why I kind of like I don't know that much about it. Obviously, like very basic Google knowledge didn't really help me out that much. The only thing I really Googled was a luchador generator where I could come up with the names from
Fair.
Bobby and Petey.
No, I like it though.
Like it is it's very loose.
I like the concept. It's different enough. Like
I hope like my idea of it as well because I was actually going to create an image, but for it like kind of like I was going to go for like a grayed out like mask on the floor kind of thing for like imagery for it, like with the like
oh, okay.
like very simple like capital text like masked over it, so it's something very Netflix style. This is a very Netflix oriented, so I thought what platform we go there, but yeah,
Interesting. Okay.
that's basically my one. Yeah.
Dang. Well, um, I wouldn't say mine is going to be much better
Okay.
or that different,
Uh-huh.
but we shall see.
Okay, yeah, go on, hit me, David. Hit me with your pictures.
So I'm pitching to you my show, Wrestling with Death,
Oh, okay, I like that. That's a good name.
or Luchando con la Muerte.
Ah, okay, okay.
So I focus more on Luchador.
Mm-hmm.
So we are following a disgraced former heel luchador in Mexico City.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to don his mask once more to uncover who in the luchador world fixed his final match and framed him
Ah, okay.
for the murder of his rival.
Yeah.
In the final match, Santiago Mendoza was wrestling for the title, but because he's a heel, some shenanigans happened, and all that is left, the body of his beaten opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So I envision this show as much like you, like a 6-part kind of thing, but more of a telenovela / like Texas Walker Ranger. Like,
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
so it's gonna focus more on like almost over the top drama, but with action in it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
So like he's still solving a crime, but you're gonna see a bit of fighting, bit of wrestling,
Yeah.
and for those who can see it, the only thing I've made is Santiago's mask.
Okay. Ah, yeah.
His wrestler name is El Mitaño Tortuga,
Uh-huh.
the turtle hermit.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Of course, yeah. Okay, fine, yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why you can see a certain motif on the mask.
Okay, yeah.
Some red shades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn, man. You had to fit in somewhere, didn't you? Had to fit in somewhere. Okay.
I did also I picked Mendoza because it's I can't remember the reasoning. I didn't actually
Yeah.
note it down from the website I used.
Uh-huh.
But Mendoza does have a tiny link to like the etymology links to the sea or the ocean.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So that's an extra little layer. Santiago is just the name I picked.
Yeah, I get that, yeah.
But yeah, it's basically he himself is going to figure this out. There's no PI, there's no police work.
So he's vigilante justice.
Yeah, literally, he wants to know who ruined his career.
Okay, cool.
And he's going to do almost whatever it takes because he was a former heel. You know, he's a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's known for doing some dirty things, which is how he got himself in this situation. But was it his fault? We don't know.
Okay. Is he kind of like a Punisher type then? Punisher type here, like.
Kind of. Except he's not going to go like that extreme, you know, like he's not going to, again, because I'm going sort of like the old school, like Texas Walker Rangers type a show.
Yeah, yeah.
He's going to fight people, but it's going to be like to incapacitate him. He'll use violence to get what he needs, but he's not going to go that crazy.
He's not. Yeah, okay, cool. I get you.
It's a 6-part, almost like daytime TV kind of show. So, you know, you can't show too much.
So it's not going to go. It's okay. Yeah, yeah.
Because it's also like a telenovela, so like, you know, like TV drama. So it's not going to go too far. There might be a bit of blood here and there,
Yeah.
but it's like over dramatized as shit. the fighting's
Yeah, like those the zoom ins and stuff like that. Like, yeah.
there's going to be a lot of that, a lot of
Okay,
the
yeah.
musical stings, like from the old days. I envision this as like one of those sort of older time shows from back in the day, fictional crime dramas. So
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
again, you'll see wrestling, and he will put people in chokeholds. He will powerbomb people. He'll do whatever he needs to get the information, but he's not going to kill anyone.
Unreal, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Well, at least on screen.
Oh,
Again, he's a heel,
oh.
man. He's mad. He lost his career. He was like a big name. He was going for title matches, and now he's nothing.
Yeah. How old is he?
Santiago, I'd imagine he's around 30-ish.
Okay, yeah.
30, 35, like he's been there around for a while. He's been doing this for a bit, but like he's getting there, like getting to the point where he might have to hang up his mask, but that's why he's like so focused on finding out,
Yeah, I get you.
He could have ended up like, he could have finished his career on the top, and now he's got to do some stuff, clear his name, regain his honor.
Very cool. Okay. Nice. Nice. Like, is that done yet, or was there more to it? Sorry.
Yeah, that was it.
I didn't want to interrupt.
No,
no, sounds
that's
okay.
the whole
I like
pitch.
that's cool. I like the concept of it. The fact that like he wants to get revenge, like himself, kind of thing. Like, man, it does actually sound really good.
I appreciate that.
When see, the thing is, when you showed me the picture, I didn't clock about the Master Roshi thing at all. Now you said, I was like, fuck. Like, if anything, I generally thought it looked more like a mantis at first, but I think it's because it's the white in the background makes it look like he's got freaking
Oh, the
But no.
mandibles. Yeah, no, I looked up
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually looked up luchador masks,
Yeah.
and then I put it into Procreate and I drew over it.
Yeah. It look I've had it looks more like
I originally had a smaller like mouth hole there,
yeah.
but it looked kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And then I noticed some masks have like a bigger one, so like there's a tiny little like tiny part that goes under your chin.
Yeah. Okay.
So is that kind of mask.
I get you, yeah.
But I really wanted to get that sort of like turtle head shape going. So that's why it almost looks like a 2-layered thing.
Yeah, yeah. I get you.
Yeah,
Can't believe you freaking put Turtle Habit in the freaking of course, yeah. Like
see, I could have just left it as the Spanish name, and you might not have figured it out.
Wait, hold on. Tell me the Spanish name again.
El ermitaño tortuga.
Yeah, Tortuga I recognize, but I wouldn't have thought the freaking Turtle. Yeah. But yeah.
I couldn't think of a name, and I couldn't think of a theme, and then I just sort of went Dragon Ball as a default. I went Turtle Hermit.
Let's go for freaking Master Roshi. What's your character's name again? Santiago.
Santiago Mendoza.
Yeah, so it's because you went for the C thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, fair. No, it sounds like it sounds over the top. It sounds great. Like I like that you've kind of gone for more like of like you said, a Walker Texas Ranger kind of thing, where it's like just a bit like TV novella madness, like kind of something that it is kind of serious, but also is like absolutely over the top and mad. Like
I think because in my mind that kind of TV show blends well with like, because like wrestling and luchadors and stuff, like it's all like very over the top.
Yes.
And it's very big and bold, so I felt like that kind of thing fit well.
I get you.
It like showcases both sides pretty well, and I only know so much about like wrestling and luchadors in general, and then there's like little things I know about like like telenovelas and stuff. So
yeah,
I tried to combine just the small amounts of knowledge of everything I had.
I get that, yeah.
And this is what I came up with.
It's very good. I think that's a great concept for sure. Like that's the one thing when I created masks, I kind of went for like a very modern theme of it, like sort of like those kind of, it is over the top and it is like a black comedy, so like you will get like blood and stuff like that in it. Like there's like kind of not gruesome deaths, but deaths that are like so freaking stupid, like in Masked.
I will say, in terms of titles, I'm really glad I picked Wrestling with Death.
Oh yeah.
Because otherwise we would have had really close titles. One of the titles I came up with was Masked Detective.
Oh, okay. So literally just on like the
Literally, like
yeah.
a super on the nose, or like I had one other title and it was like the Unmasked Mystery.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm like, now I'm so glad because other.
I think the only other title that I kind of toyed with was The Bell Only Rings Twice.
Oh,
But I feel like I was gonna go for that for like if we ever got a second season.
fair.
So like Mask the Bell Only Rings. That would have been like a bit more of like, oh, because that sounds more like a sequel. That sounds more like a sequel.
Yeah, it does sound like you could do a bunch of stuff like that
Yeah.
as like subtitles. You know, like
Yeah, you know, like the second like yeah, the
because when you said that like the bell only rings twice, then I was like, oh, or you could call one of them like the final countdown.
oh yeah, oh yeah, there we go. It's a fucking franchise going on here now.
Do you something like the last ring out or some crap?
Yeah, there's so much you can do with it. Like, yeah.
So many like wrestling terms or whatever. Oh man, I just thought of an even better one.
Go on.
And it could also be like murder stuff. Could have called it like masked rope break.
See, that makes it sound like a mad, like Fast and Furious thing. Now.
Yeah, it does. But it's still sort of like, you know, because
it's like got some like James Bond thing, like.
I don't know. There's so many. It's like that's cool though.
There's so many. I think that's the beauty of going for the single name title, like the Masks kind of thing, because if it feels like it would have worked well with Netflix. Like, I think it was gonna go anywhere. Like, I never really like compared to like previous pitches. I didn't actually think of like who I would actually cast it. I did say Bob Hoskins earlier, but I was joking.
Yeah,
not actually getting Bob Hoskins.
Well, I never think about casting if I'm honest. I just
Yeah.
like 'cause I'm like that is something that would happen later.
Yeah.
I just trying to come up with a concept to pitch.
Yeah, I couldn't really envision like a cast here so far. So like, this was like kind of one where I kind of loosely planned a synopsis of the episodes, but I don't know who the frick the killer is. Came up with a freaking detective. I don't know who the fuck. I don't know who.
Bro, I didn't think past this.
Yeah,
Like I don't know who killed him. I don't even know how the guy died.
yeah. We're just pitching it. We're not writing the whole
Yeah,
story.
exactly,
Here.
like-
So
I didn't even fill
But
in all
yeah,
the gaps.
yeah.
Like legit, I don't know how the guy died.
Mate, I literally established 4 characters. Like, I think like, oh no, I was thinking like maybe there was the twist that like Bobby actually killed his brother himself, but then I thought like, nah, that's,
Oh.
like, but I feel like that would have been too, but it could have felt into the bell only rings twice. Like, I don't know.
Whilst we were pitching, I tried to fill in some of the gaps,
Yeah.
but I was like, I don't know. It all sounds kind of dumb.
Oh, mate, the whole I feel like anything we could come up with. I think when you come up with luchadors and crime, I don't think any of it's gonna be like freaking Oscar-winning shit.
It could be though. Could be.
Like I think it kind of comes across. If anything, it'd be like a Nicolas Cage kind of film.
Do you know what it is? It comes across as one of those really random films that come up. You know, like Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, it would 100% be that kind of thing. 100%. Like
It's someone's like passion project that somehow they've raised enough money to get into actual cinemas instead of like just releasing it on YouTube or something.
I was quite close to like I don't know if you ever remember it. It was it launched on Netflix probably about like a little less than 10 years ago. There was this like crime documentary spoof about who drew dicks all over the school, like in graffiti.
I don't remember that.
It was I think it was like American crime story. I can't remember what it was. I literally cannot remember the name of it. It's really frustrating me now, actually. But yeah, I'll put in like when I'll let you know what the fucking thing was called, so we can put it in the edit. I feel like
Whoever's editing, put it on screen.
yeah, it's there now. But yeah, that was the kind of vibe I was thinking with it. I could have gone down like in some ways that it takes itself so seriously, but you know it's an absolute piss take at the same time. Like that was like kind of like
That's so your style though. Like
yeah. Yeah, I think that's why I wanted to add the comedy factor into it, because like you've done with the TV novella style thing. Like I've also added like a thing that doesn't obviously takes itself seriously, but like with a luchador, you can't make this completely serious. Like you ain't gonna make this like CSI. Let's put it that way.
yeah, well, because it's like the luchadors are again like a big bold thing, you know, like they wear the masks.
Yeah.
It's all the like the hype behind them, you know. It's the wrestling thing, so it's like I feel like you could make a serious one, but it might not be. To me, it didn't seem like it was going to be as interesting.
No, I feel like you gotta like add that little like needs a little something in there.
Yeah, I feel like you have to add something to like truly play into the theme of it.
Yeah, I think the moment like you take this kind of thing, a luchador crime thing, too seriously, I feel that's when it just becomes really stupid. Like, I think at least play into your over the top tropes, because luchador like wrestling, it is over the top.
Yeah.
You can't have an over the top thing and then make it completely serious. Like, I think that,
Yeah, and then bring it like ground it so that it's just like, oh well, this could have been anything.
yeah, exactly. But, yeah, I think like I don't know. I like your idea. I think your idea is good. I think mine is like it's loose. It's a loose connection.
No, but like it did what it needs to do. Like, and I like that it's different. Like, we both come up with something different.
Yeah.
We haven't had one yet where we ended up basically with the same idea. I'm waiting for that to happen.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna happen at some point.
Especially since like I don't know, we know each other for a while.
Yeah.
I think maybe part of it is trying to second guess what the other person's gonna do as well.
I actually never do. I never think about it.
I haven't either. I haven't actually either. Like, but I was thinking like,
I feel like that's how you get the same idea. Is if we end up trying to guess what the other one's doing, that's how we'll end up with the same idea. But I know we mention it every time, but like we get really close in.
yeah,
It's always titles. I find that we get really close.
it's titles. Titles are very yeah.
But like in concept, we always somehow manage to diverge.
I think the title thing makes sense with that because like obviously you're given buzzwords.
Yeah.
So, or you want to try and include those kind of buzzwords in there, like in the title somehow.
Also, I'm just terrible at naming things, so I always go for very basic names.
Yeah, I mean, I like your one. Your title is quite cool. Like it was.
Like for me, the title started to dictate what the story was.
Yeah.
Because like the Unmasked Mystery was like a different idea, but I could sort of still use it for this concept. But Masked Detective, I was like, that could be anything, you know, like that's a very open-ended one.
Yeah.
So then when I came up with like Wrestling with Death, that's when I was like, okay, that like cements what I'm coming with.
That was a chord that you got you onto a good one with that 100% Wrestling with Death.
Also, I had to try and, you know, get some use out of my secondary school GCSE Spanish. So that's why everything, I still had to like Google Translate some of it.
Yeah.
But that's why I had to you know, that's why I put Spanish names too.
Amazing. That is fantastic.
Especially because I was like, you know, telenovela, so I was like, probably should have a Spanish name.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. I like the way it kind of like doubles up a little bit. There's so many good things. But yeah, I guess that kind of wraps up for this episode, I guess.
It really does. Which show would you watch or would you greenlight? Please let us know in the comments below or wherever you can find us. We say it every time. I am actually really curious though. Like, please do tell us.
Yeah.
I want to know who you think has the money worthy idea. You know what I mean? Like who's got the big buck idea?
Oh man. Yeah. I am curious. I'm curious to see which one people prefer. Like, it's always good, like getting like some idea of that because we're in our own little ideas. Like, oh, that's good. But like, what is actually good? We want to find out.
Also, like, I feel like we're being too nice to each other all the time.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. We got good ideas to us, right? But I want to know what other people think now.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, oh yeah, Pepe, that's a really great idea. I would watch that, and then vice versa for me. You know what I mean? Like, tell us.
Next time I'm gonna be an arsehole. That's a shit idea.
You say that now, but we'll forget, and then it'll still be like, oh mate, yeah, that was a really good one, yeah.
Oh man, I feel so harsh if I like, oh mate, that's bare shit, isn't it? But honestly, I don't think I've actually thought that any of your ideas are bad in this kind of thing. So like, yeah.
No, I haven't. I think the closest I got to was Pitches 2, where you pitched me just the whole channel instead.
Just based off a fucking pun.
But without shitting on you, like just directly berating you, I feel like you could just feel and hear the disappointment.
Oh, I did this like because I knew that I'd have. You're the one that had to do the pictures for that as well.
Yeah.
Oh man, loved that. But anyway, yeah.
Yes. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe. Tell us which one you preferred, or you would watch, or would greenlight. Hit that bell button so you get notified, and follow us on Twitter. Look for us on podcast platforms, links in the description, and we'll catch you next time for another Cultured Boys. Goodbye.
Bye.